Hi, and welcome to day 3. Today's practice is a longer practice than yesterday. It's a visualization meditation that's going to help you cleanse your energy center by energy center. Now, for those of you who are new to this work, an energy center or a chakra is also known as like a data bank or a computer, right? That's stored in your physical body. It governs all the organs that surround this energy center, and it's placed up and around the spine. For the purpose of this particular little mini course, we're only working with 5 of the energy centers, and I'll tell you a little bit about them so that you understand what we're doing when we're doing the visualization and how this is going to benefit you. So these 5 energy centers run from the base of the spine and they move their way up through to the throat. The base chakra or the root chakra, known as Muladhara chakra in Sanskrit, which is a yogic term. Sanskrit is what we use when we teach yoga. That's a language. The root chakra is really about our sense of belonging, our sense of security and stability in the world. And there's a lot of information that I could share with you about how this fits into our physical lives, our bodies, our spiritual evolution, our emotional experiences. But for the purpose of today, I'm going to keep it short and sweet and try and give you the highlights of how each of these energy systems work, because I could be here honestly for months talking about these energy centers. So the base chakra is really developed early on in age. It's really about our ability to be part of a tribe, how we express ourselves as part of a unit, whether it's a familial unit, a cultural unit, depending on how you grew up. And so a lot of our tendencies, our cultural and tribal tendencies, are stored in this chakra. And the tribe's responsibility, the culture's responsibility, is to keep us safe. The things that your parents taught you were because they wanted to keep you safe. Don't run too fast. Watch out, you're gonna fall. Don't talk to strangers. All of these things that they taught us weren't about trying to deprive us of the experience of running or talking to people. They were primarily created and taught to us because they wanted to keep us safe. And so you can see how if that is implanted into your subconscious as a youngster and you got into trouble for talking to strangers, how as you grew up, if you didn't change that story, if you didn't have a look at that belief, then you would probably be someone who doesn't make friends easily or struggles in a social situation because you don't really know what to say to people, or fill in the blank, a million of other different examples. This is just one example of how the root chakra can affect us psychologically and physiologically in life if we are not aware of the belief systems that we have been imprinted with. And so this is the base. The sacral is one energy center above and it sits just below the belly button. This is called Svadhisthana chakra, right? And this houses our creativity, our sexual nature, the way that we are intimate with our lovers or our friends, because remember, intimacy isn't just about love and sex, but it's also about the intimate relationships that we have with the people in our lives. It's about the way we show up for our creativity and what we do for fun and pleasure, and the ability to really let your hair hang loose without stimulants or numbing out. It's the ability to play. And so this chakra is really responsible for how we show up as ourselves, right? It's a very important part of our evolution, our personality and evolution. The third chakra is about our willpower. And so it's at the sacral, at the solar plexus, and it's called Manipura chakra. And this chakra is really about how how you show up, how your ego shows up, how your personality shows up. What's your willpower like? Do you say and do what you say you're going to say and what you say you're going to do? Does that make sense? It's really all about your persona, how you present to the world. The fourth chakra is at the heart space, and it's all about love and kindness and the ability to appreciate things and people. It's about forgiveness. It's about how we receive love and give love. And a lot of the time when I'm working with clients one-on-one, we work predominantly with the heart space, because I believe that an open heart really makes way for all of the things that we really and truly desire, not only the physical manifestations we're calling in, but also the emotional needs and wants that we need in our life to come to us, right? So if you think about the arms are connected as part of the heart chakra. How we give, like what we give to the world, and how we take what we receive, how we open ourselves up to receive. This is all part of the arms and how they work with the heart, the energy of the heart chakra. So do you see how each one of these energy centers have a really important part to play in our lives, like emotionally, and also then once you start to marinate in those emotions, you can start to see the beliefs. If you had to, use the example I gave in the root chakra, there are examples for all of those energy centers. And as we start to progress through understanding our own energies, this is where we can start to claim our power back. So in yesterday's session, I taught you about coming back into present time and how being in the past or the future is really plugging your energy sources into something that is not present. Therefore, you are leaking your power. And so when we start to understand what we're leaking our power to, we can start to also create a little map for ourselves in our physical bodies, in our emotional bodies, in our spiritual and energetic bodies, to see where we're leaking the power. So in this example, let's say we are constantly worried about the approval of our tribe. We're worried about what our parents are going to say, will we be accepted? Do we belong? And we are here on this planet for a certain path, right? Each one of us has our own individual soul agreement that we agreed upon before coming down to this planet. And so we know, our soul knows what we need to do, but because of this teaching that we picked up in childhood about needing to belong, needing to be approved of, needing to make sure that the tribe approves of us, we're so busy worried about what everybody else is thinking that we're plugging our power source into that tribal thought instead of just getting on and doing what we need to be doing, right, from a soul perspective. So can you see how this energy is now plugged there? Now, can you imagine, let's say that's 20% of your battery, right? Let's say you've got something else that's in your solar plexus, right? Where you don't have enough willpower just to do what you want. You're lethargic, you're apathetic, you're just in a state of just a funk. You don't have any sort of power in you because you're worried about doing the wrong thing. Maybe you're just worried about doing the wrong thing. Nothing you ever do is right, so you may as well just not do anything because heck, rather not. 20% of your power's in there too. Now you got 40% of your power blocked into something else that is a belief of yours, whether consciously or subconsciously. And right now you're only functioning on 60% power. Do you see how now you're actually losing power? And how are you supposed to do the things that you really need to do in this world, on this planet, with 60% power? And guys, this is a really conservative calculation because I can guarantee you that you've got your power plugged into so many other things that you are not even aware of. You think that you are, not enough, or that you don't have the skills, or all of these not enoughnesses, But the reality is that you're plugged into something, you're plugged into a belief or a pattern that you're either unaware of or that you don't know how to get out of. And so by understanding each one of these chakras, understanding the beliefs that come from them or where they come from or how they affect our lives, you start to understand the emotional and psychological trauma that's stuck in your body and how to tap that out, how to get rid of it, how to move through it so that you can cleanse your energy, cleanse your own physical body as well, and move forward with gusto and pride and power more than anything else. So it's really important for us all to understand how these energy systems, they're not just cerebral, they're not just these thoughts in our minds that, oh, it's nice to know where the chakras are and what colors they are. And sure, that's a really basic way of understanding our energy system, but it goes so much deeper than that. It goes so much deeper into understanding how they form our personality and our traits and the way that we are. Because once we start to understand all that as a layer, how we present in the physical world, then once we've worked through all that trauma and those really damaging, limiting beliefs, we can start to express ourselves as the spiritual beings that we are. We can start to take steps forward towards our own liberation in the direction which we are soulfully meant to go. So when you're listening to this meditation, it's a 15-minute meditation. I strongly urge you to take 15 minutes out today, maybe twice or maybe, once is enough. But if you can, morning and night, do this meditation and think about the colors, but don't just think about them as being trivial. Know that there is something so much deeper behind the color, the vibrancy and the frequency of the color that I'm mentioning, and try and bring your awareness. Behind closed eyes, you're visualizing this movement of energy through your body. This is the first step to actually cleansing your energy system. Okay? So I urge you to take this time, but also to let me know if you've got any questions, and keep the curiosity going. Keep curious. Try not to close off from these practices because of, oh, I know that, or I've done that before, or this is boring. Like, allow yourself to open up to these practices to see what they can bring out for you. So thank you so much for watching until the end. Enjoy today's practice. Let me know how you go. My Instagram handle is @ArianaPina, or you can email me ariana@arianapina.com. All right? Bye for now, babes.